I just mentioned that part of those lyrics in that a world where I'm not alone were adapted from this poem that Bonnie Stone wrote called A World. And Bonnie is a poet. She has scribblers and journals full of poetry, and sometime last year, I think, we had just a quick conversation, sort of fleeting, about, hey, could we maybe incorporate some of her poetry into, some songs? And as Kelby and I are thinking about the songs for the month every single time for Celebrate and for Elevate, then sometimes we're like, oh man, we should just write some music, which has happened, right? Like Kelby's written a few songs, I've written a few songs, we're kind of going back and forth on stuff together. And so Bonnie was really wanting to contribute in this way. And so she offered this poem called A World. And this is her poem. I imagine a world that we go around and compliment everyone we come across. We see the gifts they carry and celebrate them, spreading our light and magic for all to see. Conversations are easy and everyone says hi as you go by. Someone's always willing to lend a hand to those that ask or require one. A world where you can be expressed in every moment. A world where you can bring your joy, your light. A world where beauty surrounds. A world where everyone takes care of Mother Earth. A world where everyone takes care of each other. And to me, that just felt like this is so in tune with relatability. And then I had to sit with, how does this poem become a song? And then that whole mashup just kind of happened one day, which was great. So I look forward to the day that Bonnie can actually hear this, because she works on Sunday, so she can't be here on a Sunday, but it is being recorded. So Bonnie, thank you for that inspiration. So the reason that I also wanted to read this today is because it is Mother's Day, or as they say in the UK, Mothering Sunday. And like I said, I really like adding the gerund there because it's action, it's a verb. It's not just, celebrating nouns of certain people that did certain things and, are called a mother. There is this mothering energy in all of us. It's there all the time, whether we're male or female, whether we are a mother, we are not, whether we're a parent, whether we're not. This energy is always, always there. And so what is ours to do is to recognize that and then to nurture it. Because when we were little and we were growing up, if we had the good fortune to have an amazing mom, I did, then we were nurtured, then we were taken care of, we were supported, we were encouraged, we were inspired, we were empowered, right? And then as we grew up and we found our way and started stepping out of our comfort zone and started testing the boundaries and whatever, then that sort of, inspiring and empowering, it shifted to us having to do it for ourselves. Now, for those people who didn't have the good fortune to be blessed with an amazing mom, then your experience might have been a little bit different. And even if you did, as an adult, as you go through all the things you're going through, you might have a different experience. And so what I want to encourage all of us to remember is that what we teach in New Thought is that there is only one thing going on. And whether you call it God, whether you call it spirit, whether you call it source, the quantum field, creativity, energy, whatever it is that works for you, this is the thing that we are here to champion. This is the thing that we are not just here to remember, we are here to live it, to be it, to express as it, to embody it more fully every moment of every day. Not just for those around us, but especially and firstly and most importantly for ourselves. Because if we don't acknowledge who and what we are first, how can we possibly, truly, genuinely recognize it in anyone else? Okay? However, sometimes it takes a mirror, right? It takes a mirror for us to be reminded of who and what we truly are. Because sometimes life doesn't feel so great, right? It's not all sunshines and rainbows all the time. And even when we're aware, even when we have our practices, even when we have our rock solid perspectives that are leading us through life in really affirming and positive ways, we still go through stuff, right? Stuff happens. Now, on a metaphysical level, and we can argue about this another time if you want, we choose everything. We call in every single experience because everything is energy. Everything is frequency. Everything is vibration. So whatever level of consciousness we're vibrating at, we're going to attract all sorts of experiences and opportunities that are at that same level, right? So when we are down in the dumps, when we are feeling angry, when we are feeling fearful, when we are feeling hopeless, when we are feeling like, oh my God, I don't know what to do, or overwhelmed, then chances are we're going to be finding more things to get fearful and angry and overwhelmed and anxious about, to reinforce the fact that like, oh my God, I don't feel so great, life is going to hell in a handbasket. And in the same way, when we shift our attention to something positive, when we express gratitude, when we express appreciation, when we connect deeply, and it could be something as simple as right now, thank you for leaving that door open because I'm seeing the beautiful green tree outside the front doors and just seeing nature, which is not separate from us. Nature is just another aspect of love expressing because there's only one thing going on, right? But for me, seeing a tree, seeing a flower, I put these flower arrangements together for you guys today to make it pretty. That shifts my consciousness. That shifts my vibration and frequency and opens me up to remembering I am love, I am spirit, I am source, I am God, and so is everyone and everything else, no matter how they're showing up in the moment. So Bonnie's poem is very much about imagining a world. And when we use our imagination, we have an experience. And so her poem is an invitation for us to use our imagination in positive, life-affirming ways and to really focus on what it is we want, what kind of life we want to live, what kind of life we want to have, what kind of relationships we want to cultivate. A world where expression is welcome, a world where hands are held, a world where beauty surrounds, a world. We are creating our world every single moment of every single day. And whether we're in community or not, each of us is having our own individual experience. And so sometimes, this is part of the reason we come together in community, it takes that mirror. It takes that mirror to sit next to someone to be reminded that even if you're feeling, you are love. Because you wouldn't recognize something in someone else that didn't exist in you already. And so we focus on that love. We pay attention to that love. We choose that love again and again and again, even when we might get pulled in a different direction, even when we're feeling like we're in a different direction. We know, okay, I am love, and as love, I can navigate all of this. And so no matter what your experience was growing up, whether you had a mother, whether you didn't, whether you had the kind of mother that you would prefer or whether you didn't, I am here to congratulate you because the experience you had was exactly the one you were meant to have. And now you get to choose what to do going forward. And when you choose to live life in spite of whatever happened in the past, then you get to consciously choose. You get to choose with awareness, with intention, love, love, love. And the more you choose love, the more you feel it. The more you feel it, the more you recognize it around you. The more you recognize it around you, the more love seems to pop up everywhere, raising your frequency and then honestly raising the frequency of others around. So it is our job to focus on love, to focus on kindness, to focus on compassion, to focus on beauty, because these are the things that connect us with everyone and everything in beautiful, positive, life-affirming ways, that connect us with nature and remind us that really, no matter how it looks, there's only one thing going on. Now, I also want to read a poem from this book, Elemental Magic, by Sarah Rogers. And it's a book of poetry that I was given a few years back for my birthday. And there is this beautiful poem in here called Daughter's Prayer. Now, when you hear little girls, you're going to hear little girls, but you can just think of yourself, add your own name in there, okay? Daughter's Prayer. Little girls, remember to be kind in the face of another's fear. They may not have been taught the beauty of the heart. Little girls, remember, your voice is powerful. Never lose it. Keep it close. One day it may have a soul. Little girls, sometimes doing the right thing will not be easy. Never fear your light, my loves. It will illuminate your path of uncertainty. Little girls, be a friend, the best one you can. Your friendship will teach you more about life than anything. Learn from them. Little girls, wonder in possibility, for your imagination will lift your wings. Think about the good stuff so your wings may carry you to good places and good people. Little girls, make mistakes, learn, be wiser. Little girls, tune into the callings of the soul, listen and follow your heart. This is part of a poem that Sarah wrote for her daughters. And when I hear all of these things here, all of these invitations, these are invitations that we can be given by other people, including our mothers. These are invitations that can come externally time and time and time and time and time again. But until we hear these invitations, until we accept these invitations and accept them from within for ourselves, regardless of what kind of relationships we have, regardless of what kind of experiences are going on around us, then that's when we really get to live what this entire poem is about. And so this is just another way of saying we can either choose to get wrapped up in all the stuff that is going on around us, and then we can start blaming and we can start shaming and we can start spiraling down this negative rabbit hole, or we can still experience all of this stuff, but as the love we are, knowing that we are such incredible, amazing, powerful, profound beings, that we are infinitely more creative and resilient and powerful and imaginative than anything we could ever experience, than anything that we could ever think, believe, or feel. And so the title of my talk today is The Ultimate Mothering, Loving Yourself. So wherever you are on your journey right now, regardless of your relationship with your mother, a mothering figure in your life, you as a mother to someone else, because I know there are people here who have children, I'm one of them, the most important thing you can do is love yourself. The most important thing you can do is take all of these invitations in this poem and accept them and choose them for yourself again and again and again. And so what I'm going to do for the last two stanzas, instead of saying little girls, I'm just going to encourage us all to just think, my love. All right? My love. Mommy is just a woman who has seen a few more moons, whose heart has broke a few more times, who has more laugh lines, sun freckles, and tear stains. As your mother, you are my greatest expression of love. My love. Go out into this world by loving yourself and everything in it. Love is the only thing that is infinite and never runs out, but it is the most needed and starved for. And here's the kicker. Open your heart so it may feed the heartbeat of humanity. Kind of got goosebumps right there. So in the end, this poem and Bonnie's poem are both beautiful invitations for us to not just remember who we are, but to live who and what we are. And whether you call it love, God, source, spirit, the quantum field, energy, creativity, it really doesn't matter. It is ours to show up as genuinely and authentically as possible, because when we do, then we connect with that genuineness and authenticity in everyone and everything around us. And that's when we create a world where beauty surrounds, where people are connecting more, where everyone lends a helping hand, all of the stuff that Bonnie was saying. And so no matter how we were mothered, cared for, or nurtured, it is ours to mother, care for, and nurture ourselves. And we do this so that we can go out into this world loving ourselves and everything in it. And as we do, we open our hearts more fully so that they may feed the heartbeat of everyone and everything around us. Thank you, and so it is.